Well, good evening, welcome to Aquatic Colledge Creations. My name is Bri, and today you find me back in my frog room. So, in the last episode, we looked at my vivarium build to see how it started from the basics up to the point where we added water, and that was a year ago. So in the next episode, which we're going to watch now, we're going to see how it's matured, how it's developed, some slight changes I've made to it, and the livestock we're going to put in it. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to sit here and play with my wood. Enjoy. So it's a few days later. I've redone my waterfall. There was a leak at that side and there was a leak over on that side, so I've basically re-siliconed it, added some extra bits on both sides with some soil to hide the silicone, so that is running okay now. Where the pipe work goes in the back, I've added these two bits of wood. There's a bit of silicone there, but I'm going to be covering it with plants now that it's running. I've managed to get some terrestrial moss from the garden, and there's two types in there. I don't know what they are, and I've also got some little plants here and here. They're from the pond. I've managed to get those from online, as well as some in the back, so you can see them there and there. So they hopefully should grow up the back. I've also got one that's growing up this side. It seems okay. It's been planted for a couple of days now, and that's right. I've got some other type of moss down that side. The water, I've taken a lot of the plants out, left a few in just to see how they do, and there's some floating plants there, but yeah, overall it's okay. I've got a little bit of mold on there, and there's a little bit there, so I've ordered some springtails, which are in this tub, which I'm going to add in a minute. The only thing I had to do was seal off the back chamber, so I've just made this foam insert. So I've just made that. I've just cut a piece of this foam matting, and what I've done, I've created a little insert, so that bit slots inside the groove, and then a cutout for the cable, so that just sits in. There you go, sits in snug. And I don't know whether to cover it yet. You can't really see it from here, but I might just cover it in a few bits of soil anyway. But that's my access chamber, but I wanted it covered up before I had the springtails, because I don't want the springtails all jumping down the side. So let's open up these springtails. Apparently people add water to it so they all float and then pour them in, but I might just add a couple of bits of soil, see how they're doing. So yeah, you can see the springtails in there, doing well. Yeah, so I'm gonna add these now. Makes it bioactive, and hopefully they'll eat the mold. But yeah, see how they get on. So it's been about a week, and the vivarium is doing really well. I've added some new plants, as you saw in the last bit. So I added my magravia, etc. It's doing really well. It's holding its humidity and it's holding the temperature. The only thing I don't like, or the only thing I've been told to change, is this bottom bit. So apparently dart frogs are not really good swimmers, so the thumbnails that I'm going to get, this here is far too deep. It only needs to be about that deep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rescape it. So this all is going to stay the same, all this here, but on the, I'm going to basically make from here round to about there I'm going to make it into a shallower pool. So for that, I'm going to get some foam and get my template back out again, and I'm going to make a template of this front bit, and then I'm going to make a foam template that's going to insert underneath, so the water will still trickle down into a pool about this deep and then back into the substrate, and then the rest of it is going to be more land, so the frogs can go underneath and all the way around and back through. So if I show you from above, so you can see currently how the water's in that corner, but the whole lot is going to be changed. So there's a small pool in the middle. Yeah, it'll be a shallower pool, and for that I've just got my template, which was outside in the rain, brought it back in again. I've took it apart, covered it in cling wrap, and what I'll do is I'll spray this corner bit now with the DAP touch and foam. So if I spray it all around here, creates a squared off front bit, which will be the same as this squared off front bit there, the same width, and then I'll be able to carve it. So as you can see, it's 24 hours later. Put this board in to stop this from expanding out that way. I want it to go high rather than out width wise. So yeah, it's finally dry. I did test it to see whether it was dry, and it split, and then this lot's popped out. So I've got this foam piece now, it's come away, and to show the difference, this is the cling wrapped. That was cling wrapped to the back of my frame. Has literally come straight off, but this bit that was stuck to the wood, you can see how much it's pulled away from these pieces. Now it doesn't make any difference to me because I mainly wanted the front bit to be flat, so it goes up against here and then I can carve it, but it just shows the difference between the cling film on and the cling film off. So I'll start to get it carved now so it looks a bit more natural. So I'm carving down the basic scape. So this is where the waterfall is going to go in, run into here, and it's going to drain through there, which is going to drain through this bit here into the main bit. So yeah, I'm just carving. I've carved all this out so far. So that'll go in like that. That's my basic shape. So I'm going to need to try it in there, so now I'm going to strip all this gravel and plant out, and then I can, once all is taken out, then I can try and put the foam in, see what fine adjustments I need so it all blends in. As you can see, I've put it in. It's too short at the sides again. Don't know why it shrinks. I've measured it, but I can gap it in the side. I've just got to get it so it slots in now. So it's just going to be a bit of carving it away till I get it where I want it, and then can fix it in place. So that's the foam carved, the main bit. So I'm going to silicone it in now. Place some rocks on top. That'll keep it in position till it's dry. And then what I need to do next is finish that little bit off there, and then I need to put some net in this bottom bit here, so the water drains through into the bottom. That'll go into the reservoir, then back through, etc. So I've got to do that, and then I can dress it up with some. I'm going to break up some rocks and put some rock rubble in the bottom. Try and keep it the same theme as that. The gravel was okay in the tank, but I think it didn't go with the theme. So I'm going to try and break up some rocks, put them in, so it looks like it's eroded from that, etc. So yeah, just going to silicone it now, and then wait for it to dry. So I have siliconed all the bits in. I've broke up some rocks, and I have siliconed it all in place, and then I've added some soil to the very top, basically siliconed it all in, all the way around. So I've just got to wait for it to dry overnight, and then I can add water. And the water should go up to there, although I can see this sellotape should go up to there. So there's enough for the frogs to climb out. Pretty level on either side for them to climb out. Behind there is, you can't really see, but I've blocked a lot of it out, so the frogs can't get behind there, or the tadpoles basically. It's got foam behind there and the same round the side, so you can't really see with the camera, but there's foam around there so they can't get underneath unless they try to start to bury, which I don't think they do. But other than that, it is done. So I'm going to let it dry overnight, and then in the morning we can add some water and hopefully it works. In there you can't see because I've covered it with rocks, but you can see a little tiny bit there, you can see a little tiny bit of the netting there. I'll put a little bit of rock there, but that's the drainage, so the water will come through and it drains through into the bottom, and then it'll go back through where the original one went. So yeah, that's where I'm up to, and hopefully it works. So next time you see, it'll be the moment of truth.
Well, over the next 4 months the vivarium was maturing really well. The water feature was maintaining the humidity, I was only having to spray once a week, and all the tropical plants were starting to fill out. The bromeliads were getting babies, and then after 5 months it was looking really mature, and it was ready for the frogs. Well, after 8 months of research and 5 months of my vivarium maturing, I've finally got my frogs. So these are 5 Arena Blanca thumbnail frogs, and I'm going to add them now to their new home. I don't want to rush them, so I'm going to let them come out of their own accord and get used to the new humidity of their new home. Now I've bought 5 for the reason that they're too early to sex. I've been told that the females don't call and only the males do. So hopefully, sometime soon, they will give me the signal.